Good afternoon. This is All India Radio, and I am Lalima Aneja Dang with the Midday News. The headlines. India formally assumes the presidency of G20 grouping for 1 year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness. Polling is underway for the first phase of assembly elections in Gujarat. 34.32% voter turnout recorded till 1 p.m. Reserve Bank of India launches retail central bank digital currency on pilot basis. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar to inaugurate the 23rd edition of Hornbill Festival of Nagaland this evening. And in FIFA World Cup 2022, Croatia will face Belgium while Canada will lock horns with Morocco today. India formally assumes the presidency of G20 grouping for 1 year starting today. The Group of 20 is a premier forum comprising world's advanced and developing economies as well as the European Union, which meets every year to discuss global issues. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said India's G20 agenda will be inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented and decisive. In his op-ed in several newspapers today, Mr. Modi said that India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness, and hence India's theme is One Earth, One Family, One Future. The Prime Minister said this is not just a slogan, but it takes into account recent changes in human circumstances which we have collectively failed to appreciate. India's start of the presidency is marked by several people-centric activities. As many as 100 monuments will light up across the country with the G20 logo. Speaking at the University Connect program in New Delhi, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that India's G20 presidency is taking place at a very critical moment in international affairs. He highlighted that India must become the voice of the global south, expressing their concerns on fuel, food and fertilizers.
India's experiences can provide insights for possible solutions. Our G20 priorities will be shaped by the interests of the global south. We will encourage sustainable and environment-friendly lifestyles based on trusteeship over nature. We will seek to depoliticize the global supply of food, fertilizers and medical products. And we will encourage an honest conversation among the most powerful countries.
G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant and former Union Minister and Vice Chairman of Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samiti Vijay Goyal today unveiled the display of G20 logo at Monday House Chowk in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Kant termed it a historic moment, saying that it is a big responsibility for India as the G20 accounts for 85% of global GDP and 2/3 of the world population.
जीडीपी का 85% G20 से आता है, करीब 78% ट्रेड यहाँ से आता है, 2/3 जनसंख्या दुनिया की G20 से। हम इसको एक्शन ओरिएंटेड, इंक्लूसिव, रिफॉर्म ओरिएंटेड और फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग हम इसको करेंगे। जो भी चैलेंजेस हैं दुनिया के आगे, हम उसका सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे और सबके साथ मिलकर कंसेंसस से G20 को आगे ले चलेंगे।
Vijay Goyal said that taking over the G20 presidency by India is not only an occasion to celebrate, but also to present the country's tradition, culture and rich heritage of almost 5,000 years before the world.
आज विश्व के G20 में अध्यक्षता ग्रहण की है। इससे हम अपनी संस्कृति, विरासत और 5,000 पूर्व हमारी जो सभ्यता है उसको हम परोस सके और जो मेन इश्यूज रहेंगे G20 के, हम पूरे साल भर जो प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में इवेंट होंगे यहाँ पर, उससे दूसरे देश के लोगों को आने का मौका मिलेगा।
With the assumption of the G20 presidentship by India today, Bangladesh also became an invited nation to take part in the meetings, including the summit meeting of G20. Our Dhaka correspondent reports, Bangladesh has expressed its gratitude for being included among the invited countries of G20, as several issues of the G20 agenda have an important bearing on Bangladesh. In Gujarat, Polling is underway peacefully for the first phase of assembly polls today. Around 34.32% voter turnout has been recorded till 1 p.m. in 89 assembly constituencies of Saurashtra, Kutch and South Gujarat. Voting, which began at 8 this morning, will end at 5 in the evening. And now we take you to our live correspondent. We take you live to our correspondent, Sushil Tewari. Hello, Sushil. How is the polling progressing in your area, the Saurashtra region?
Well, Lalima, I am at Sanskriti College polling booth in Jamnagar North constituency, which is a VIP seat because Rivaba Jadeja is contesting from here on BJP symbol. And if we talk about the polling, how the polling is progressing, we were in Rajkot West in the morning, and there polling was a bit slow. But as the day progressed, we saw at many polling booths in Rajkot also, and here in Jamnagar also, that people are coming in large numbers to cast their vote. I have seen long queues of women and young voters particularly. Especially we talk about the youth voters. The youth voters are very enthusiastic. They are coming in groups to cast their vote, and after casting the vote, they are taking selfies. Lalima?
Right, Sushil. What are the security arrangements and what is the polling scenario in the rural areas of the Saurashtra region?
Well, Lalima, security arrangements are very tight. Heavy police deployment has been made at all the polling booths, and we have seen at many places that police personnel are facilitating the senior citizen in casting their vote. Although there is a lot of deployment of police personnel and there is a sense of security among the voters regarding the arrangements, but as we see compared to other states, that Gujarat people are self-disciplined, and especially in the rural areas, we have seen that people gathered in large numbers at the polling booths to cast their vote. Lalima?
All right. Thank you, Sushil, for that update. The much-awaited 23rd edition of Hornbill Festival of Nagaland will start from today at Naga Heritage Village, Kisama. Our correspondent reports Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar will grace the inaugural program.
As India assumes G20 presidency today, which also coincides with the Nagaland Statehood Day and commencement of the Hornbill Festival, co-branding activities are being carried out, such as G20 logo being displayed at Naga Heritage Village. The Hornbill Festival showcases Nagaland's deep-rooted traditions and its rich cultural heritage in all its ethnicity, diversity and grandeur. The festival is also a tribute to the great Hornbill, which is an admired and revered bird for the Naga people for its quality, alertness and grandeur. The festival will continue till December 10th. For AIR News, Asonyo from Kohima.
President Draupadi Murmu has extended her greetings to Nagaland on its 60th Statehood Day. She said that Nagaland is a state with diverse tribal culture and a rich heritage. President Murmu said she was touched by the warmth of the people during her recent visit to the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also extended his wishes to the people of Nagaland. He said that India takes great pride in the culture of Nagaland, which emphasizes on courage, hard work and living in harmony with nature. Nagaland was formally recognized as a separate state on the 1st of December 1963, with Kohima being declared as its capital. Well, this is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Northeast Diary program broadcast every Thursday and Sunday at 5:30 p.m. brings very interesting and enchanting stories from the 8 Indian states of Northeast India. In this week's Northeast Diary on 1st of December, we bring an exclusive interview with Anjan Sen Gupta, the Senior Scientific Officer at the Directorate of Biotechnology, Government of Tripura. Looking forward to seeing you there.
The RBI today launched the retail digital rupee on a pilot basis. The central bank has identified 8 banks for phase-wise participation in this trial. The retail digital rupee will be in the form of a digital token that represents legal tender. Our Mumbai correspondent reports that the RBI will issue digital currency in the same denominations that paper currency and coins are issued.
Retail digital rupee transactions can be carried out through a digital wallet on mobile phones and other devices. Only those digital wallets offered by banks participating in the RBI's digital rupee program can transact in digital currency. The retail digital currency will be distributed through banks. Payments to merchants can be made using QR or the quick response codes displayed at merchant locations. The first phase will begin with 4 banks, that is State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, Yes Bank and IDFC First Bank in 4 cities including Mumbai, New Delhi, Bengaluru and Bhubaneswar. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya M. Scindia today inaugurated the Digi Yatra facility at IGI Airport in New Delhi. This facility has been started at the 3 airports of the country, including Delhi, Bangalore and Varanasi. Digi Yatra provides facility of contactless processing of air passengers on the basis of face recognition technology at various checkpoints of airports. The Ministry of Civil Aviation said India has set a new global benchmark for a seamless, hassle-free and health risk-free process at airports with the launch of Digi Yatra facility. It said Digi Yatra facility is presently being launched for domestic flights passengers. Our correspondent reports that to use this facility, one-time registration on Digi Yatra app is required using Aadhaar-based validation and a self-image capture. There will be no central storage of personally identifiable information, and passengers' ID and travel credentials will be stored in a secure wallet in the passenger's smartphone itself. The Competition Commission of India, CCI, will look into the anti-profiteering measures under the Goods and Services Tax, GST, from today. The CCI has replaced the National Anti-Profiteering Authority, NAA. Earlier, the Directorate General of Anti-Profiteering was investigating all consumer complaints of companies not passing on GST rate cut benefits and submitting its report to the NAA. The NAA then used to give a final ruling. Since the tenure of NAA ended last month, its functions have now been taken over by the CCI. The Finance Ministry said that the decision was taken on the recommendations of the GST Council. In FIFA World Cup 2022 today, Croatia will take on Belgium while Canada will lock horns with Morocco in Group F at 8:30 p.m. India time. Our correspondent reports that even though both Croatia and Belgium advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2018 FIFA World Cup, neither of the teams have a guaranteed spot in Qatar's round of 16 going at this moment. Thus, this match is going to be critical for both of them.
The Croatia versus Belgium match will mark the 3rd match for these 2 teams. Croatia are sitting comfortably on top with 4 points. Belgium, the number 2 team as per FIFA ranking, had a narrow 1-0 victory over Canada while they lost 0-2 to Morocco. Belgium and Croatia, long-time rivals, have played 8 times against each other. The record is staggeringly similar for each of them. Each of them have won 3 and lost 3 while settling for a draw on 2 occasions. Canada have already been eliminated from the FIFA World Cup 2022 while Morocco are holding the 2nd position in Group F at this moment. A win in this match will confirm Morocco's entry to next round for the first time since 1986, whereas the Canadian team, who showed great resilience against Belgium, will play for pride. Raina, All India Radio News, New Delhi.
Well, Rashtrapati Bhavan is now open for public viewing from today for 5 days in a week. The tour is available from Wednesday to Sunday in different time slots between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum Complex will also remain open for 6 days except on Mondays. However, the gardens will remain closed until Udayan Utsav, annually held between February and March. The visitors will have to pay a 50 rupee registration charge. Children below 8 years old will be exempted from it. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India formally assumes the presidency of G20 grouping for 1 year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness. Polling is underway for the first phase of assembly elections in Gujarat. 34.32% voter turnout recorded till 1 p.m. Reserve Bank of India launches retail central bank digital currency on pilot basis. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar to inaugurate the 23rd edition of Hornbill Festival of Nagaland this evening. And in FIFA World Cup 2022, Croatia will face Belgium, while Canada will lock horns with Morocco today. And with that, we end the midday news.